Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make the easiest beef jerky with a dehydrator you've ever made, and it's so delicious, and we're going to make it in the kitchen. Okay, so we're making this beef jerky today, and what we're going to need are some ingredients, and we're also going to need some beef, a dehydrator, some freezer bags, mixing bowls, soup bowl. I got a ½ teaspoon measuring spoon here, and what we're going to need is pretty simple. It's just what, 7 ingredients? That's it. And actually one is pretty optional, the rib rub. You don't really need it, but I just throw it in there anyway, just for fun. We're going to have some garlic powder. We're going to use some onion powder. Like I said, the rib rub, but that's optional. We got some natural natural hickory liquid smoke. This is key. We're going to get some cheap Worcestershire sauce. This sauce is, it doesn't matter which brand you use. It's Worcestershire sauce, so it doesn't matter. Some Frank's hot sauce, and the most important ingredient is your soy sauce. Now I use the VH soy sauce, and only the VH soy sauce. Every other soy sauce sucks, just for my own personal taste. I mean, taste is subjective, but a lot of people use the Kikkoman and it sucks, and some people use no name brand, and I don't like it. I've tried it with everything, and this is the best soy sauce to use for beef jerky. And of course, I got beef. I'm gonna go get it. I got tons of it. I bought the beef at the grocery stores on sale. I'll use any one of the rounds. I can use inside round, outside round, or I've round. I find it's the leanest. I also find that you know, whichever one's on sale, that's the one I'm grabbing. I mean, beef can be expensive. I bought this one at $2.77 or $2.97 a pound, I can't remember. And this is outside round. This is my personal favorite one to use. And what you do is you make sure you cut all the fat off of it first and slice it really thin. I had a friend of mine slice it for me, and I really appreciate that, and now I've got to get them some, which is fine. So I got the beef back there, got the dehydrator. I'll leave a link in the description below on which dehydrator I use. It's very simple, it's nothing fancy, it's just a Nesco 5-tray dehydrator. It doesn't have any bells or whistles. It has a fan that dehydrates the meat around 160, 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and yeah, it's nothing to write home about. I mean, it's a dehydrator. I got it for Christmas a few years back, and it's about 35 bucks for the dehydrator on Amazon. So I'll leave a link, like I said, down below in the description. All right, let's get this started. All right, so let's do this. We've got our garlic powder and everything. We're gonna get everything ready. We're gonna move everything over here and go one ingredient at a time. I'll put this right here for you. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, my recipe is very simple. Like I said, 7 ingredients. One you don't even have to have, like the rib rub. I got the rib rub here at Pepper Palace here in Niagara Falls, or where was it? Niagara Falls, or no, Niagara Lake, whatever, Ontario. Okay, this is what the recipe requires. It's so easy, guys. Okay, we're gonna need 1 cup of the soy sauce. Let's measure this out. You're gonna have some excess, which is fine, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, so we got 1 cup of soy sauce. Worcestershire. Now, or Worcestershire, however you say it, whatever. Oh, calm down. Anyway, so this is all by eye. Now, if you watch what I do, this is so ridiculously easy. Here we go. We're doing about 10 dabs of it, and that's it. All right, Frank's. You don't have to have Frank's. I like to put a little bit of Frank's in. I don't make it too hot and too spicy. I like it so that my entire family can enjoy it. And when I do make this beef jerky, everyone in my house eats it, well, except for my wife. Anyway, so just Frank's, and just watch how much I put in. That's it. 2 dabs. That's all. That's it. That's all. If you want it spicier, go ahead and add some more Frank's in, but I don't. and I just use the regular Franks there. And the magic ingredient is, of course, the liquid smoke. This is hickory base. You can buy this at any grocery store. Here in the falls, you can buy them at either at Camiso's or you can buy them at Sobeys. About $5 a bottle. It lasts forever because I don't know if you can see on camera, but I'll show you here that I have very little left, and I've had this bottle for a long time. Anyway, watch. This is how much you use. That's it. And I still have one more. I still have enough for another batch. And I've made a lot of beef jerky. Alright, and that's basically the wet ingredients. Now we're going to talk about the dry stuff. We're going to use garlic powder, of course. Half teaspoon only. Put it in there. That's it. I hear a cat meowing over there, but here we go. Half teaspoon of garlic. I say teaspoon, it's actually tablespoon. Onion powder. Same thing, man. This is so easy. There we go. Just a half. Throw it in. Mix it all together. Alright. And last but not least, the rib rub. Like I said, this is optional. You don't need it. I do the same thing. Just 1/2 tablespoon. And that's it. And now what we do is we mix it all together. And as I'm mixing, I'll tell you, every time I make this and I bring it to work, everyone wants some. Everyone's always like, hey Chris, can you please make me some, or I'll buy some, just, you know, make some, I'll pay you, or I even buy the ingredients for you, just make it. You know what? That's why I'm making this video. I'll tell you something, it's not hard to make this, and it's the easiest and most delicious, and I'm not just saying that because I think it's the most delicious, I'm just saying it because everyone who eats it just doesn't stop. It's like crack cocaine. It's so good. Anyway, so that's the ingredients all mixed up. I'm going to leave this spoon here on the side. There we go. Right here. I'm going to need it in a minute. Alright, mixing bowl. Everything's mixed here. We'll throw that to the side here. I'll get the beef. Like I said, easier if you have your own slicer. I don't, not yet anyway. Sometimes when I go to Sobeys to buy the beef, they'll slice it for me. Like I said, I had a friend slice mine for me. So anyway, you make it lean, everything thin. I mean, it's thin. I mean, we're looking at maybe 3-4 millimeters. Put it in. I like to layer it with the juices. Oh, this is cut so well. I love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour a little bit in. A little bit of the mix. That's it. So add some more beef in there. Layer it all up in there. Add some more mix. And here we go. Add some more beef in there. Now what you're going to do is after you've mixed everything, you're going to put it in the freezer. Sometimes I like to leave it marinating at least 24 hours. Sometimes I do a little bit longer, just to make sure that you get all the mix in there, all your marinade in there. If you and make sure actually after you've put the marinade in there and you've bagged it already and it's sitting in the fridge, you know, once every, I don't know, I'll probably just put it in the fridge as it is after I bag it, and then I'm gonna take it probably before I go to bed tonight and, you know, fiddle around with the bag with the marinade and just squeeze it around and make sure everything's mixing nicely. And yeah. So we're just going to keep going here with the beef. Put some more in there. Like I said, I like to layer it. Makes it's not really necessary, but I do it because it saves in a lot of mixing time. So your hands are clean, okay? My hands are clean, obviously. Some people use gloves, but I wash my hands, whatever. Calm down. Oh, look at the kitty. What are you doing? Trying to get in here? See, my cat's trying to get up here because, you know, she's crazy. She is just crazy. All this beef in there. Look at this. This is probably around, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 pounds of beef in here. And usually I'll do this recipe for about 3 pounds, 3.5 max. I may have to add some more soy sauce in there, but we'll see. After I put everything in, I'm going to mix it nice. That's it. Do it nice and quick. I even speed up the camera right here. And I'll put some of this. And let's roll this. Get this like that. And even though it wasn't necessary for me to actually wash my hands there, I'm going to anyway. Okay, now we mix it. I mean, this is just, you know, just mix it. Make sure you get it everywhere. That just smells fantastic right now. Just fantastic. Okay, after you've mixed it, obviously you're going to rinse your hands. Wash your hands, get the shit off. And now we are going to bag it. So easy. I'm telling you, man, this is the easiest beef jerky recipe. I came across this one online and I modified it a little bit, like by adding the rib rub in there, you know, stuff like that. But you know what? It's a simple recipe, and you know what? Your kids and family will love it. Anyway, I'm gonna bag this right now. Got all the beef in there and just a little bit of liquid, so we're gonna actually pour that in there. Sometimes if I've got a little bit, really like a lot of excess liquid, I will not pour it in there, but that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna clean off this bag on the outside here. Go. Okay. Now we are going to seal this bag. And when you put this in the fridge, if you only use one bag, it's gonna stink. So, double bag. Put that in there. That, so. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a bag, and a heavy bag. I would say this weighs at least 5 pounds, at least, maybe even a little bit more. But that's it. You put this in the fridge, leave it overnight. Like I said before I go to bed, I massage the bag a little bit, get more marinade on the beef, and that's it. And we will see you tomorrow when I place it on the beef hydrator, the dehydrator. I'll show you how to do it. It's very simple. It's a very simple process, and I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, it is the morning, but not really the morning. It's more like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and normally I dehydrate a lot earlier in the morning, but because I marinated so late in the afternoon yesterday, I try to make sure I get at least as close to 24 hours. Did that make sense? Yeah, as much as I could. Anyway, so we're going to put the meat on the dehydrator. I'm only going to show you a couple trays here, show you how to set it up. It's very easy. Just keep in mind that you want to try not to get the meat touching. I don't think it really hurts anything if it's touching, but you don't want them overlapping because that just totally ruins the whole dehydrating process. You want them spread out, you want them flat. And depending on the thickness of the meat that you've got cut, like this is very thin, so it's going to dehydrate pretty quickly. I'm guessing with this this thickness is probably going to take maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 hours, maybe. I'll keep an eye on it. Once it's started, I'll note the time and make sure that you know, you keep an eye on stuff. Anyway, so like I said, you spread out the meat on the dehydrator. You try not to let it touch. What else to tell you? I don't know. All I know is that this smells freaking delicious, and oh yeah, I do have some paper towels in front of me just in case some of the meat is a little bit too wet. Now, you don't really have to pat it down. A lot of people swear by not patting it down. However, I find that if it's too wet, it takes too long to dehydrate. I mean, dehydrating is you're removing the water or the liquid, and if there's an excess amount on top of the meat, then you're going to be waiting and dehydrating a lot longer, which is surprisingly, it's not really a key feature, but a lot of people, when they tell me how they try to dehydrate beef jerky, they're taking like 9-10 hours to dehydrate it. I'm just like, why is it taking so long? And then, you know, they tell me, I mean, I tell them, did you pat it down? Was it too wet when you put it on? And they say, well, I don't know. And then you know, I tell them, next time you dehydrate, make sure you don't try maybe patting down and trying to remove some of the excess liquid. That might actually help. Alright, so I got one tray down. I'm going to do another tray, show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to probably stop the video or maybe even just fast forward it so you guys can watch me talking funny chipmunk talk. Anyway, okay, so we grab another handful here. So it's basically, that's it. I mean, you're just spreading out the meat. Make sure they're not overlapping or touching. Touching, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. But you want to get a lot of airflow through the whole dehydrator. That's the whole thing too, right? I mean, if you've got too much meat and there's no airflow, you're not going to remove that the liquid. It's just not going to happen. You got to have some airflow in here. So, I mean, might be more loads of meat to put on, but you know what? In the end, at the end of the day, you're going to have perfectly dehydrated meat. And yeah, I try not to you know, overdo it in the per tray here. Now, I'm going to flip this one over and I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is, it's funny, there's only 5 pieces on here, well, 4 big ones and a small one, but that's it. That's what it looks like. It's spread out, there's a lot of airflow going through. When you place the tray on top, I don't know if you can see from this angle, but I try to stagger the meat, get some more airflow in there. And that's it, and basically, that's what you do. Anyway, so we're going to fast forward through this while I put the rest of this meat on the dehydrator on the rest of the trays. And ready, set, fast forward. Okay, so the dehydrator is filled right now. Doesn't look like a lot, and I got a ton more meat left, so this is going to be probably at this rate 3-4 loads. I call them loads. I call them loads because it's one load full in the dehydrator. That's basically it. So I wanted to let you know that when you're dehydrating, you know when the meat is done. I know when it's done after I take out a piece of dehydrated meat. I usually check it around halfway through. Maybe I'll even flip it over. It's not necessary, but I do it. I don't know why. When you take out a piece of meat, and we're pretending this is a piece of meat, and you go like this with it, it's supposed to sound like that. It's supposed to be dry. If you over dehydrate it, it's going to be crispy like bacon. Some people like it. I don't mind it. It still has all the flavor. Some people like it a lot chewier. This sound will sound lower if it's under dehydrated. It will sound like, I don't know, sound like this. You need that kind of a sound. Anyway, so I'm going to put the last clip on here. That's ready to go. Close this bag up. I'm going to close this bag up, throw it back in the fridge. I'm going to take this. I recommend dehydrating in a garage or outside, because if you dehydrate inside, it's going to stink up your entire home. I like the smell of it. Some people may find that offensive when they come over, or even yourself, when the smell of dehydrating may not be appealing to you. So dehydrate in the garage, that's what I do, or outside if it's warm enough or whatever. And that's it. And that's basically how you make beef jerky. Keep an eye on it. Thinner it is, the faster it's going to dehydrate. Leave out, try to pad off any excess water. I do anyway, just so it speeds up the dehydrating process. And that's it. And that's how you make beef jerky. And thank you very much, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you click like down below. And if you want to comment, or if you have any other suggestions, or if you want me to dehydrate anything else that's a meat product, let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. And that's it. Let's dehydrate this beef. See you guys.